All right, Elo, quiet down back there. Going live, lesson 15. Give me a moment. No activity for lesson 15 today. We're going to code together, I think. Oh, cool, another one of those pieces. Because obviously there's also, so I think the EV3 stuff is the best kind of stuff, especially if you're investing in a robotics kit. But they also have the, there's something called Spike Prime now, or Lego Boost is another one. And so Lego has a few different robotics sets now. I think EV3s are the best because it focuses more on building. Yeah, so Lego Boost you can do stuff with, but it's I think harder to do more engineering-y things with engineering with the Lego Boost because you don't have the Technic pieces. Anyway, let's get started. Who's in the chat? Okay. Got the whole gang here. All right, so today is going to be the last one of these. Oh, Elo, say hi. Hi. Elo is making, I guess I'll show you these. Elo is making Lego treats. He has a really cool cookie that he made. A really cool cookie. He's got a lollipop. He's most impressed with his ice cream. Most impressed with his ice cream. He's making treats today, everybody. What the heck, Vimeo? Vimeo is driving me nuts lately. All right. So today we're going to look at something about lists again. So let me bring that up. Remember, we're going to take a week off. I'm going to still do some live streaming throughout the week, but I have to get ahead of some of my classes. So it's going to take me a while. And when we come back, we might start doing games in Python instead of turtles. But it's going to take me some time to get up to that point. Anyway, today we're going to be looking at stuff around lists. Yesterday we looked at functions. We're going to go look at lists and loops again today. So an important vocab word, especially when you're dealing with Python, is the word iterate, which just means to do stuff again and again and again. Iterate just isn't something that you do in programming. You can iterate on a project, which just means you have a first draft, a second draft, a third draft. In programming, iterate means usually you're using a loop, some kind of loop, a for loop or a while loop, some kind of loop. But then there's also this concept of iterators. Iterators are things that can be iterated on. And lists are a type of iterator. We saw that with like a list of colors. You can iterate through each color or iterate through each position. So, and it's important to note that when you have two lists, we have list 1 here and list 2 here. Even though this one has A, B, C, and this one has C, A, B, these are two different lists. They are in a different order. Even though they have the same things in them, the order in the list is important. And so these are two different lists. And our code might do something different based on list 1 versus list 2 because they're in a different order. A, B, 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 C, C, C versus C, 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 A, B, B, B. So these are different. And so as iterators, when we iterate through a list, something different might happen. And so we looked at the format of a loop before, but let's look at it again. We have our list variable here. Sorry, guys, I was up late last night watching shows about robots. So the format of a loop, we have for something in something else. So this one right here has to be a list, but it has to be something that can be iterated on. And list can be iterated on. A string can be iterated on with each letter. There's different things that can be iterated on. Actually, let me show you with a, where'd that go? Let me show you really quick what I mean. Let's do turtles. When I say a string can be iterated on, let's do import turtle. And let's do, hold on, I got a thing there, okay. Let's do iterator equals let's call it iterator, and let's say Mr. Galen. All right, so that's a string. And so we could do for something and iterator. And then we could do turtle dot write something, turtle dot forward 40. Let's do 50. Okay, and so, and here it's going to should pick, if my code is right, it's going to go M, R, it's going to iterate through each letter, including the space, and do something. So it wrote, I don't know if you all can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in better. It wrote Mr., we don't see the period, Mr. Galen. Let's run it again. Mr. Galen. So it iterated through each one of these. But if I were to put this in a list, is typing. So if I have a list, now instead of going through each letter, it's going to go through each item in the list. Because iterator is not a string anymore. It's not just Mr. Galen. Now it's a list with Mr. Galen is one item in that list, is another item, and typing is another item. So now let's watch. Mr. Galen is typing. Maybe you see the difference there. So, and this is one of the powerful things about Python. It's really easy to mess with strings. So that's the difference between having a list versus a string as an iterator. You couldn't have this there because there's nothing there. So a list versus a string, you can iterate through both of them, but one of them, you can iterate through both a list and a string, but with a string, it's going to do each letter in that string. Sometimes people mess up in Python, and they think it's supposed to be a list. They think they have a list, but they have a string, and it will do something kind of crazy. Where did that go? Okay. So we're going to learn something new now. Range. Range is a lazy way. We talked about yesterday about people being lazy. Lazy, in this case, is actually an official programming term, but I'm not going to get into it. It's a lazy way to create a list of numbers. So we don't have to say, we don't have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's really annoying. Let's do, for this one, let's do dot something. So if we do, and then do turtle dot forward. $20. Okay. So we do dot, dot, dot. Size 1 dot, size 2 dot, size 3 dot. What if we wanted to do this all the way up to 100? We would be typing all day. Oh my God. 8. Oh, I already messed up. 9, 10. And we'd have to hope we didn't mess up. Well, we could just type range 100. And now we'll go. Goes right off the screen. So it keeps making dots. because this creates a list of 100 numbers. So here's range 5. If we do range 5, it goes from 0 to 4. The reason it goes from 0 to 4 is because we're asking it for 5 numbers, and it starts at 0. So 0 is a number. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 numbers. Oh, guys. Oh, Elo made a better. He made a better ice cream cone.
I found more pieces.
He found more pieces. He wants me to. We got. Pardon this interruption. It's a new ice cream cone.
And I found music.
Oh, you found music. Hey, this looks like one of KK's records in Animal Crossing. It's like a little record, just like an Animal Crossing. It does not zoom in. It's not focusing. Curse you.
Maybe we can make Animal Crossing with the music.
Yes. All right. Back to our code. So range 5 will create a list. What?
Cockroach.
Where?
Potato.
Ah! This is just like Animal Crossing. Let's get a cup or a net or something. Hold on, guys. We got a bug in the office. Literal bug. Here. You did the same thing he does in Animal Crossing. Let's just put that on top. It won't get out. That was exciting. Oh, Mom's going to love that. Elo was going through the Legos and he found a tiny cockroach. I put a lid on top of it. I don't have time to catch it right now, but I put a cup on top of it, so it's stuck under the cup. But we were just talking about Animal Crossing, and he did the same thing that the characters do in Animal Crossing when they come across roach. They're like, ah! Elo just did it. All right, back to our Python. Elo, it's fun having you in the office. So range 5 is a function that returns a list with 5 numbers, and it goes from 0. Okay, I can't. A jewel heart. All right, great. I can't do it. I got to get through my lesson right now. All right. 5 numbers from 0 to 4. If we do equals range 3, what will the values be? Will it be 0 to 3, 0, 1, 2, or will it be 1, 2, 3? What do you think the answer is? Equals range 3. What will be? Don't want that up there. Sorry about that. Let's rearrange these. Will be 0, 1, 2. Very good. It'll be 0, 1, 2. Boom. Okay. Now we're getting complicated. Y equals range 1, 5. Oh, you got a microphone?
Yeah.
So they can sing?
Yeah, I found 2.
This is how the Animal Crossing things sing. They go, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, since they don't say words. Elo found a microphone. All right, Elo, stop interrupting me. Great, now we have 2 mics. We can do a duet. So we have range, and we give it 2 values in there, 2 parameters. It'll go from the starting number up to but not including the final number. So y equals range 5, we'll start at 1. Y equals range 5, 1 to 5, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. It won't include the final number. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. It goes up to but not including it. So what would what equal if it's range 5 to 8? So if we do range 5 to 8, it's going to equal, it's going to start at 5, and it's go up to but not including 8. So it's going to go 5, 6, 7. And let's test that out, because maybe I'm wrong. So let's do range here, 5 to 8. So it should draw us 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. Boom, I was right. 3 dots. 5, 6, 7. Okay. So this is just a lazy way to make numbers. It has some other parameters too. So you can say, you can put a third number in, a third parameter, 0 to 10 by 2. So it's going to go 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So it goes up to, it's all for this second parameter, it's always going to go to up to, but not including that number. So if we would put 11 here, it would go to 10, but it's not going to do 10 if we have 10 in here. So it'll only go up, it'll never include this number. It'll only go up to it. And now it's going to go by 2s. So 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So what would it be if we did UG equals range 0 to 50 by 10? 0, 50, 10. It's going to start at 0, 10. We know it's going to start at 0, so we know it's not this one. We know that one's not it, because that one starts at 10. We know it's going to start at 0. And we know it's not going to include 50, so this one can't be it. So it's going to go 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's try that one out in the code. 0 to 50 by 10. So the first dot is going to be a 0 dot. So right here we have a dot that starts big, but our dot's going to be a 0-sized dot. So we should boom, boom, boom. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's start at 10. That might make it easier. 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's make these move a little further apart. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, so that's basically our concept for the day, using a range. We can look at, this is from my middle school class. So these were like assignments that I'd have in my middle school class. Let's look at this one. So this one is doing something, it's not using range, but it is using the concept of an iterator. So we're iterating through a list of emojis. And the question is, what's it going to print out? So actually, let's start with number 1. The first iteration, x is going to equal 2. X is going to equal 2. And so it's going to print out, or at the end, it's going to print out x times x, so it's going to print out 4. The second iteration, we're going to go from 2 to 4, so x is going to equal 4. And it's going to print out, z is going to be equal to 4 times 4, which is 16. And the third iteration is going to be x equal to 6. So now x is going to equal 6 for the third iteration. And z is going to be 36, because it's going to do 6 times 6 here. You can hopefully see how that works. Not terribly exciting. I was doing something different in my middle school classes. So this is an annoying list to create. How could we shorten this list? Instead of doing all these numbers ourselves, is there a way we could shorten this list so that we don't have to type it all in ourselves? We could shorten it. If it's going from 1 to 11, we could shorten it by changing it to instead we could say my list equals range. And then if we're starting at 1, we want to make sure we say start at 1, or else it's going to start at 0. And we're going to 11. So would we put 11 here? No, we would not put 11 here. We would put 12 here, because it goes up to and including 12. You all right, Elo?
I'm tired.
You're tired of building?
Yeah, I need so much.
Should we let the roach out?
No.
Should we bring it outside to the garbage can like we did that other roach?
Oh yeah.
So we could replace this list up here with range 1 to 12.
Now I just have to make the bars.
All right, now here's another iteration, another thing. And so we might look at this as let me shrink this. Okay, so let's go through this list here. The first iteration, we don't have X, we're using dinner and food. So let's do food, because we don't have X here. So these are called food, because that's the item, that's the variable that we create every time we go in the loop. And instead of this, we're going to print, what's it going to print? This is more about what's going to be on the screen. Okay, so the first time food is going to be chili pepper. And it's going to check if food equals potato, yuck, else print yum. So that means it's going to print yum. Next time, it's going to be food is going to be equal to the potato. So now food is potato. And it's going to check, is food equal to potato? It is, so it's going to print out yuck. Third time, food equals taco. We had tacos last night. Elo only ate half his taco. And then I think I ate his taco, and then I had too many tacos, and then I had a stomach ache. But in our code here, if food equals potato, yuck, else print yum. So we're going to print out yum for taco. And this will keep going until we finish the pineapple. So it's going to say yum, 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 and then it's going to be done. Guys, you should be nice to each other in the chat. No reason for name calling. No reason for name calling. Okay, so I don't think we're going to do any group coding today, but I just want to show you the range thing. Actually, let me invite you guys. We kind of do this every time, so let me invite you all to my.
Dad, I made so much treats.
You made lots of treats. We're gonna have lunch after this.
We're going to get another lunch to get the Beyblade.
That's right. There's Beyblades and Happy Meals. Guys,
Dad, I want to
be kind to each other in the chat. What just happened?
Oh my God.
Wait, did you pull on a cable, Elo?
I didn't pull. Oh, maybe.
The audio, something happened and you pulled my audio cable out somehow.
Wait.
Quit messing with my computer, Elo. You just cut out my audio for a moment. You bozo.
I'm just touching it.
Yeah, and that's what made it mess up. That's why I'm going to have to make a bigger fence here so you can't come in, just like I do for East Gel.
No, Dad, I actually have a plan. That, sometimes for me to get on the other side, I just get on the couch and I get on the other side.
So here's something we can do. Let me show you something we have not done yet. So I'm going to do our little palette thing again. Red, orange, yellow. And let me show you a double trick. So we can have a loop in a loop. So these are called nested loops. So we can say for size, let's call this sizes. And we're going to do for sizes and size. And then we're going to do for, inside of here, we're going to do for color and palette. So now we have a nested loop. And we're going to have our turtle dot, let's do what should we do? Let's do dot size with color. And then we'll do forward size turtle dot left 60. Let's try this. So it's going to do all right, that didn't quite go. Let's do size times 2, 3. So we can have nested loops where, and if we added another color here, green, Roy G, blue, indigo, violet. And so that is actually different. If we were to change our loops, we were to say for size and sizes, for color and palette. If we were to invert our loop, so colors on the outside and sizes on the inside now, it's going to do something slightly different. Oh, damn it, guys. All right. So now it does all the colors, and then it does the sizes. Or sorry, it does one color at a time now. Let's do, instead of 60, let's do 72. I think that might be a better, and that way they don't overlap as much. And so these are called nested loops. Where you have a loop inside a loop. You could do another loop inside of this if you wanted to. Oh, that's kind of cool. Look, it made a pentagon. That's kind of cool.
I made 18 treats.
You made 18 treats? Are those little drinks? Are those like smoothies or juices? What are those?
Oh, smoothie, jello.
Jello cups of Jello.
Yeah, in the cup.
Cool.
I put marshmallows.
All right. All right, so that's nested loops. Next week, I might be messing around with Pygame or with Pythons for the Lego robots. So I might do some live streams around that where you guys could watch me try to figure it out. I'll send info out for that, or I'm not sure what time I'm going to do it at. So anyway, I got to go. My computer's running out of power, and Elo's got too much energy. So I will see you all. I'll see you all later. All right. Elo wants me to show you all of his treats. Here, Elo, put them on here. What was I going to say? I'll see some of you for robotics at 1 o'clock today. We're going to do improvised robotics building tomorrow at 10 a.m. again. So come with some ideas. And what else while Elo's setting up? Anything else I want to say? Some of your treats look the same, Elo. That's good, so people don't have to share. Oh, Owen, Elo wants to know if you want to play Animal Crossing right now.
Okay, now catching.
Sure.
Some of them can maybe.
Some of them fell over.
Yeah.
Some of them fell over. Here's all the treats he's made.
All 18.
You know, Elo, like on funny videos when the people are always like showing, they're like, here's my cake, and then they do this, and all their cake falls.
Oh no, no, my food.
All of your food.
My treats.